Okay. Seven Sins Crime is the name of this content creator. Let's check out this short video. This is a very short video. It's only 15 seconds, but it says patients kept mysteriously dying at this hospital. I'll put the volume down because I have a feeling that this is... Yep. Doctors were horrified when they looked at the CCTV footage. I don't understand. I'm guessing that same person that you see walking there killed a lot of people. It doesn't have a name for the case. Sorry. Someone wrote waste of time. Keep going. Oh, nice. Charlie Born True Crime. I like her videos. She makes really good, informative content. Let's check out the case. Let's see, which one is this? I think I might know which case this is. No, I don't think this one is the one I saw in that chapter, but sorry about that. Nonetheless, Charlie Born True Crime. Let's see what she has to say.
This man killed his... Please be warned that this true crime case is incredibly disturbing. This man killed his son after his son found his horrifying selfies.
Yes, okay. So this is the one. I saw the dude. I doubted myself, but yes. This is probably one of the most disgusting cases you will hear. I'm not gonna say it's the most, but it is quite disgusting. I don't know if they're gonna show the pictures here, but do not... I'm not gonna tell you what to do. You do whatever you want. But if I were you, I would skip not like looking for the pictures, because you can find them on Google. You can skip that. It's disgusting, but it's like, it's not what you think disgusting. It's not gore. It's really, really disgusting. Ugh. I made the mistake of, when I saw that, like the case on that chapter when he explains it, Mike, I made the mistake of looking for the pictures afterwards when I was done watching the video, and it has scarred me for the rest of my life. I don't think I'm it's very... Nothing will prepare you for how disgusting those pictures are. So Google it at your own risk. She'll probably say the name of the person in a bit. I don't remember the name of the case in and of itself, but I do remember everything that happened, and it's very sad about like what happened to his son. This is a horrific case, all in all. So let's do it.
You'll feel physically sick by what this man photographed. It was 2012 and Mark Redwine was living in picturesque Colorado. Mark had been divorced twice and had 2 kids with his ex-wife Elaine. The pair were in a custody battle over 13-year-old Dylan Redwine. Dylan had actually expressed to his brother Corey that he felt uncomfortable visiting his dad. It would later be revealed the likely reason for this. Some horrifying images that the brothers found in 2011. On the 18th of November, Mark picked Dylan up from the airport. Dylan had finally agreed to go on a trip to visit his dad. CCTV from the airport showed that the pair were barely interacting. Via text, Dylan agreed that the next day he would go to his friend's house. He was due to arrive there about 6:30 a.m. the next day. His last text was that night at 9:37 p.m. However, Dylan never showed up at his friend's house. His friend sent Dylan a text message at 6:46 a.m. seeing where he was. Unfortunately, he would never get a reply. Mark would later claim that Dylan had left the house and never returned. A huge search of the local area began. Now, within days of the disappearance, one of Mark's ex-wives told police something interesting. Disturbingly, he told her that if he ever had to get rid of a body, he would dispose of it in the mountains. He also apparently said to her that he would kill the kids before he let her have them. Mark was actually interviewed on TV and asked about his ex-wife's allegations against him. He appeared very suspicious to viewers and was talking about Dylan in the past tense. A whole 7 months passed until Dylan's body was tragically found. He was found only around 8 miles from Mark's house, just off an ATV trail. A witness actually came forward and said that they had seen Mark driving alone in the area in April 2013. Mark was very familiar with that area and actually owned an ATV himself. Mark and Dylan's mum also appeared on the Dr. Phil show. Basically, the episode was just them throwing allegations at each other. Interestingly, Mark failed to do a lie detector test. Then a telling discovery was made. In August 2013, police found Dylan's blood and human cadaver smell in Mark's lounge. A cadaver dog also indicated that human remains were present in the washing machine, on Mark's clothes, and in Mark's vehicle. Mark was arrested for second-degree murder and child abuse. So what were these disgusting photographs that the boys had found? The pair had discovered photos of Mark dressed in women's underwear, consuming feces out of a nappy. I obviously cannot show these images.
Okay. Let me add a little bit to that little part that she said there. So this man was obsessed with that shit. He would go to dumpsters and to trash cans. And he would get diapers. The pictures are him eating. Fuck, dude. See why I told you probably don't want to look for these pictures, because they literally show the explicit picture on Google. If you were to Google search it, do it at your own risk. I would choose not to if I were you, but yeah, that's the truth of the matter. He he would dumpster dive in trash cans and collect diapers. No, he did. No. See, the thing is, that's the actual picture. I'm not exaggerating. The picture is him. He's like this in the picture. I wish that was a lie. I wish it was just like exaggerating. Look at that. He does do it. Mm-hmm. And there's like multiple pictures of it. So the kid found these pictures, and that's what then prompted the dad to like kill him. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Images on TikTok for obvious reasons, but you can find them on Google, but just be very prepared for disgusting images. Dylan and his dad's relationship had been gradually declining, and Dylan had actually asked his brother to send him the images so that Dylan could confront his dad. He had no idea that doing so would be fatal. The prosecution stated that this had triggered rage in Mark. He then killed his own son in the lounge of his house. He was eventually sentenced to 48 years in prison. Please be warned that...
That's a pretty light sentence, let me tell you. When I've seen courts give life sentences for lesser charges. So 48 years, that dude, he got he was lucky to get that amount of time. Okay, moving on. Let's move on to the next case, because I can't fucking do it anymore.
What did the youngest person...
Alright, so this is Sinister Samantha. Sinister Samantha. Let's check out her video. It's FBI's top 10 most wanted.
Person on the FBI's most wanted list due to earn his spot. At just 24 years old, Alejandro Rosales Castillo has the distinction of currently being the youngest person on the FBI's most wanted list. In August 2016, a then 17-year-old Castillo worked at Shomar's restaurant in Charlotte, North Carolina. One of his co-workers was 23-year-old Sandy Lee, who Alejandro had reportedly dated for a brief time. Supposedly, he had lent her money, but she never repaid him. Alejandro was now dating another co-worker, 19-year-old Amia Feaster. On August 9th, Alejandro decided he finally wanted the money that Sandy owed him, and the two agreed to meet at a local convenience store. It's believed that instead of just demanding his money back, Alejandro forced Sandy at gunpoint to withdraw her entire account's savings. It is then believed that Alejandro drove to a nearby wooded area and took Sandy's life, disposing of her body before fleeing with Amia. The pair fled to the Arizona-Mexico border, where they successfully made their way across. This CCTV footage is the last known sighting of Alejandro since he crossed the border. The following October, Amia turned herself in. To this day, Alejandro has never been seen. What did the youngest...
No wonder he made it to the top. Crazy. Yeah, it's gonna be very hard to find that dude. It's probably hiding in the outskirts of Mexico. There's a lot of desert area there, so probably hiding somewhere there.
Imagine.
All right, this is True Crime Layla. Let's check out her video.
Accidentally shooting and killing your boyfriend as a YouTube prank. Mona Lisa Perez and Pedro Ruiz started dating in 2013. In 2015, they welcomed their first daughter, Aaliyah, to their family. Pedro had to work to support the family, and this is where he got the idea to start a YouTube channel with his girlfriend, where they would do crazy pranks and risky stunts in order to get some kind of money and fame from it. One of the videos that Pedro came up with was to have his girlfriend, Mona Lisa, shoot at an encyclopedia book that he would be holding in front of him with a .50 caliber gun. On June 26, 2017, Mona Lisa made a post onto her social media stating that the video they were about to post was going to be insane. Then proceeded to set up their cameras outside of their home in Hallstatt, Minnesota. There was one camera that was fixed on the ladder and the other one that was on top of the car. Pedro asked Mona Lisa to brace up and prepare herself because he could tell she was reluctant to go through with the stunt. He told her to fire at the book and not him, and that they would be good to go if she did so. Mona Lisa replied by saying that she was scared, but they decided to execute the plan anyway. Pedro then proceeded to pick up a 1.5-inch thick encyclopedia that was laminated in hardcover and held it in front of his chest. He then asked his girlfriend to step 30 centimeters away from him, stating that that's what he had tried earlier, and he was able to prove that the bullet would not pierce through the encyclopedia. Mind you, they were using a Desert Eagle pistol, which is known as one of the most powerful semi-automatic pistols out there. She then aimed the gun at her boyfriend while their 3-year-old daughter watched, shot it, and that was the end for Pedro Ruiz. She immediately called 911, stating that a YouTube stunt had gone terribly wrong. The Minnesota police arrested her on charges of second-degree manslaughter. She kept telling the police that she was forced to do the stunt, that she didn't want to, and that it was him who wanted it, and that she was going to be paying the price for it now. She was found not fully responsible for the incident, so he convicted her to serve a 180-day jail term. She was then kept under a 10-year supervised probation period. During the incident, she was pregnant with their second daughter, and during her sentencing, she was allowed to alternate between jail and home time, so she would spend 10 days in jail and 10 days at home. What do you guys think about this case? I'm so curious to hear about y'all's thoughts, because do y'all think 180 days was enough? Prank or no prank? Do you think that was a fair sentence? Let me know your thoughts down below.
Someone makes a pretty good point in the comment section. Someone writes, but imagine if the stunt would have worked. Kids watching the video would think it's cool to try also and would cost their lives too. What do y'all think? This person's right. Regardless of how you see it, it's wrong in every single way. I don't know if you guys have seen... well, first of all, what do you guys think? Let me know in chat. Do you think that she should have done jail time? Do you think that the sentencing, like the charges against her were fair? Do you think that the verdict was fair? And that she just ended up doing and having like 10-year probation and whatnot, and she was found like, I guess, guilty just a little bit, if you were to call it that. I don't know. Let me know in chat what you guys think, if she should have gone to jail or not. And I'm only saying this from the skeptical portion of me. I just ask like questions, but I mean, why would she post a video beforehand saying that they're gonna post that video? The thing is, the reason why I say that is, the verdict's already out. She's not in jail or anything, but I won't say that she wasn't forced 100%. She could have said no to a certain degree. I mean, I understand that he could have pressured her into doing it, but I don't know. I feel like she could have said, it's not like something, it's like, you can't force someone to grab a gun and shoot you like that unless that person's actually grabbing a gun to you. I mean, it would have to be a very extreme case. I don't know where anyone would get the crazy idea of shooting a gun into a book. It's shit you see in movies, and not everything you see in movies you should believe like that. But it doesn't really matter what I think, because she's free, and to be quite honest with you, yeah, she could have been pressured by this person into committing, well, not committing, she didn't really commit a crime, but she shot the gun. It's supposed to be a YouTube prank, but I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Again, it doesn't matter what I think, because she is free. 10 years probation is a setup. That's crazy. It was an accident, apparently, unless that's not what happened. That's the thing, because see, if it would have just been the prank that had gone wrong, but she posted a video letting her fans know that the video was going to be posted and that it was going to be something big. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe she should have skipped that part, but kid is now going to grow up without a dad because of a very ridiculous reason. I don't know if you guys saw the prankster that did that to someone at a mall, and homeboy literally took a gun out and shot him in the stomach right there in front of everyone in the mall, in the middle of the mall. No fucks given. And that YouTube content creator was lucky that guy shot him in the stomach and didn't aim up to shoot him in the face, because he would have killed him. You can only do so much for clout before it becomes either dangerous or illegal. I personally, this is my own personal opinion. If yours differs, let me know in chat. But the truth of the matter is, the way I see it, unless I have like kids ever in my life, or like my wife, but there's not really anyone in the world worth me going to jail for. It's not. It's not part of my plan, and it's just nah. So she has to go through all this for someone that was just playing a prank. That dude shot that guy, and it's all because of a fucking prank. I don't know. Jail ain't worth it. So that's why it's best not to mess with people, because you never know what kind of situation you find yourself in. And I'm talking about the prankster that did that in the mall. I'm still convinced that maybe she should have skipped that whole part of posting the video and whatnot. That's the only thing that makes me doubt everything. But doesn't matter. She's free. She's good to go. And please, I just hope nobody does this kind of stupid shit ever again. I want to follow this content creator.
This is what a woman had to say
This is watch.unseen.
after shooting her own son.
I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
I'm innocent. You all, you're garbage.
She had gained custody of her son instead of her husband only 10 days prior. She was arrested after police pulled her over for a traffic violation and found the body in the trunk.
Eli will
my
forever
God.
be missed by so many people that loved him. He will forever and always be in our hearts.
Police were unsure whether she killed for the life insurance money or because of mental health reasons. This is
I can answer that one. Pick me. Life insurance. And if you watch that chapter, excellent content creator, whenever he says life insurance, he has a little dance, and like very short, but it's like music starts pumping on, and you see him dancing, because it's life insurance. That's a lot of that's a very huge main reason why a lot of people kill other people. Money, specifically life insurance. So I wouldn't be surprised one bit that this is what happened here, and she was trying to cash in on that money. Yep. Look at the lawyer's face when she says that. The lawyer's like sitting right next to her.
This is what a woman had to say after shooting her own son.
I would like to say something.
Go ahead.
Dude, she closed her eyes, and I know she thought, I hope she says something good. Please let it be something good. She opened her eyes again.
Innocent. You all. You're garbage.
Oh, right there. It's the punch right. Pop! All that hard work, trying to get things clear for this person. You're trying to defend, it's your job and stuff. You can see the disappointment in this person's eyes. The lawyer's like, damn it. Yep.
He had gained.
Yikes. All right.